America 2025. A mother in rural New Mexico drives over 40 miles just to buy a gallon of milk. An elderly man in Louisiana cuts his heart medication in half because the pharmacy near him shut down overnight. And a child in Ohio looks up at his mom and asks, "Why did our McDonald's disappear?" These aren't isolated incidents. They're quiet signals of something deeper, the fading heartbeat of everyday American life. Once unshakable brands, Walmart, McDonald's, CVS, even Dollar Tree, are vanishing from small towns and working-class neighborhoods across the country. They're not just stores, they were lifelines, symbols, places where communities met, memories were made, and life had rhythm. So the question we have to ask now is, if these places are gone, what's left? Number 1, Dollar Tree, where even a dollar isn't enough anymore. Once upon a time, Dollar Tree felt like a miracle. $10.00 could buy a birthday party, a week's worth of toiletries, and snacks for the kids. But not anymore. Prices crept up to $1.25, then $1.50, and with them, the dream eroded. In just 18 months, Dollar Tree closed over 600 stores, mostly in America's poorest zip codes. The reasons? Inflation, theft, and slim profits. But here's what that means for real people. A single mother of 3 in Alabama used to call Dollar Tree her survival store. It's where she could afford to feel normal. Now it's gone. The nearest store is miles away, and what remains is overpriced, low quality, or simply irrelevant. Dollar Tree used to wear a kind face. Now it feels like just another business, leaving behind those who have nowhere else to go. Number 2, Applebee's, the family table that's disappearing. Applebee's wasn't glamorous, but it was warm. It was the place for affordable family dinners, casual date nights, and Friday night celebrations after a long week at work. Now, more than 300 Applebee's have closed in the past 5 years. Many are being turned into vaccination centers, warehouses, or sit empty, echoes of laughter replaced by silence. Why? Because Americans are no longer staying to eat. They grab food and go. The culture of sitting down and connecting is fading. A chef from Kentucky who worked at Applebee's for 14 years said, "Before COVID, I used to cook for the town. Now it's just orders on screens, no faces, no stories." When we lose the places where we come together, even for a cheap meal, we lose more than a restaurant. We lose connection. Number 3, McDonald's, the vanishing of familiar comforts. For generations, McDonald's meant more than burgers and fries. It was where a dad took his daughter for a treat after school, where kids got Happy Meals and moms got a moment of peace. A red and yellow promise of something familiar. But that promise is fading. More than 700 McDonald's locations have closed in just 2 years, many in towns that depended on them for low-cost meals and family memories. It's not that McDonald's is failing, far from it, it's thriving globally, but it's leaving behind poor and rural America. Why? Because these communities no longer fit the company's profit model. A night shift manager in Missouri worked at the same McDonald's for 18 years. One morning, she showed up to find the doors locked. No warning, no thank you, just gone. And with it went the place where families gathered, where birthdays were celebrated, and where memories felt warm and safe. What happens to a country when even fast food becomes a luxury? Number 4, CVS, the silent emergency room. Walmart was the grocery store, McDonald's was the reward. CVS was where you went for hope, when your blood pressure rose or when your child had a fever. Now, it too is slipping away. CVS is closing nearly 1,000 locations, again, in the places that need them most. Rural towns, low-income neighborhoods, and communities of color. It's not about competition. CVS is profitable. They're just streamlining by closing stores that don't meet revenue expectations per square foot. A retired man recovering from a stroke now takes 2 buses and travels nearly 2 hours to get his heart medication. He says, they used to call themselves healthcare ambassadors. So, why did they leave us when we needed them most? EVS wasn't just a pharmacy. It was a place where people were recognized, cared for. A smile at the counter meant more than the prescription in the bag. Now it's just another automated system. Number 5. Walmart, when the lights go out in the heart of town. There was a time when seeing a Walmart meant you had access to everything. Groceries, pharmacy, a haircut, maybe even a sense of community. But now, entire aisles stand empty, not because of panic buying, but because no one shows up. Walmart has quietly closed more than 20 stores in the past year, mostly in low-income and predominantly Black communities. And the ones still open? Many feel like ghost towns. No cars in the lot, no beeping checkout scanners, no hustle in the air. When a Walmart closes, it's not just about shopping. The nearby gas station gets fewer customers, the pizza joint next door loses orders, even the laundromat sees fewer walk-ins. It's a domino effect. One woman in Arkansas said she used to push her wheelchair to Walmart weekly for milk and medicine. Now she waits weeks until her granddaughter visits from the city. Sometimes she halves her pills just to stretch them out. Walmart was once the last stop for struggling communities. Now it feels like even the last stop is shutting its doors. Number 6. Sears, the memory store is now a memory. Sears was where our parents bought their first washing machine, their first suit, their wedding dress. It wasn't just a store, it was a rite of passage. Now it's just another abandoned building, or worse, another data center. More than 200 Sears locations have vanished, stripped for short-term investor gain. One warehouse manager who worked there nearly 30 years said, "Sears was like an organ of America. Then one day they just sealed the building, like it never existed." What does it say about our country when the places that once held our milestones are demolished for parking lots? Number 7. Chuck E. Cheese, the death of American childhood. Chuck E. Cheese used to be the happiest place on earth for families who couldn't afford Disneyland. It didn't matter if you were rich or poor. Every kid could win tickets, eat pizza, and run wild. But now, the music is gone. Only 300 locations remain, many transformed into gyms or logistics hubs. A grandfather in Pennsylvania used to take his granddaughter every weekend. "I don't have a backyard or a pool," he said, "but I had Chuck E. Cheese." I had her laughter. Now he just has a photo. We always said, let kids be kids. But if even the places that let them do that disappear, what kind of childhood are we offering? Walmart, or McDonald's, CVS, Dollar Tree, Applebee's, Divs, Chuck E. Cheese. They were more than brands, they were bookmarks in our lives. And now, piece by piece, they are fading, not because of failure, but because the system says some people, some places, are no longer profitable. And the scariest part? It's happening in silence. The laundromat where your grandmother folded clothes, the diner where your parents had their first date, the cinema where you saw your favorite movie as a kid. Gone, replaced by digital banks, storage units, and empty storefronts. We are not just losing stores, we are losing the glue that once held our communities together. So the next time you pass by a shuttered shop or an abandoned restaurant, don't just look away. Remember what it meant, and ask yourself, are we okay with letting all of this quietly disappear? If this story touched you, leave a comment, share your memory. Because maybe, just maybe, we can still remind ourselves what it means to belong. Subscribe, not just for more stories, but to remember the ones we're forgetting,